What is up, people? I'm going to start doing videos like this. I figure if I'm not talking on the phone, I'm usually listening to a podcast, so I can go ahead and make some videos and talk to y'all instead and be more productive. So today I want to talk to you about progressing rep ranges. So obviously, if you watch me train or you are a client of mine, you know that I like progressive overload. That is the foundation for sure of my approach to training, but I'm not married to just that. I will say that. But so I'll lay things out for an exercise. Let's say I'm doing an incline dumbbell press, 2 working sets, and the rep range that I'm going to be working in is 10 to 15 reps. Okay, so say my first working set is 95 pounds and I get 15 reps there, but the 15 reps is a grinder. The second set, I got the same weight and I got 11 reps. Perfect sets. Those are both within my rep ranges, right? The next week, I get 15 again on the first with the same exact weight, but it's just better form. It wasn't a grinder rep. And I get 12 reps on the second set. Or maybe I just match the second set. And the third week, I got 16 or 17 reps with the 95s on the first one. So now I'm approaching outside of the upper range of my rep range for my working sets. What I do is I make sure I hit that outside, right? So if the top end is 15, I want to hit like 16, 17, 18 for 2 or 3 weeks in a row and really solidify that it wasn't just a good night's sleep or like a good day, right? A fluke. I really want to make sure that my form is perfect at that weight and it wasn't a fluke and I can hit those numbers consistently. And then the next week after I've done that 2 or 3 weeks in a row, I'm going to move up to hundreds. So 5 pound up, just 1 jump up on the dumbbells. Or if you have 2.5 pound increments, go up 2.5 pounds. And now my buy-in is going to be that bottom end, which is the 10 reps of the 10 to 15. So I want to make sure I hit at least 10 with this new weight. Even if that's not really failure, I'm touching new weight. I typically like to stop at that bottom number, that 10 or somewhere close to it, right? Make sure that I'm doing the perfect reps. If I can't get at least 10, then I wasn't ready for that weight increase and I go back to where I was the following week. Then the next week, maybe I take the bridle off a little bit, and on that first set, instead of stopping myself at 10, I let myself go to failure and I get 11 or 12. I restart that process completely over again, working at that weight until I get to the 15 rep mark, the top end, and then beyond that for a couple weeks and really solidify that I earned the increase. And then I increase and I rinse and repeat. And if I'm doing 2 working sets or 3 working sets, or it doesn't matter, typically I'm not doing more than that now. I treat every set like its own entity and within those metrics. Now, one more thing that I want to say closing this out is record your sets. I record almost all of my working sets, especially if it's new weight or I'm trying to hit reps I haven't touched. I want to make sure that I'm not sacrificing form, execution, control just to add another rep or 2, because I see some of my clients' logbooks, and if you're gaining like multiple reps every week, you're probably not at the same form that you were at when you started that program and that you need to be at. So record those working sets too as you're progressing to make sure that you're not sacrificing form and execution and control ultimately just to record some junk volume in your logbook. One more thing I'll say in closing is take notes for yourself. Take notes. So like if I hit a set, I will take notes for the next week and be like, this was extremely hard, or maybe it felt really good, or maybe I put my feet in a different place, or whatever the case may be. Take some notes. That way next week you don't have to try and remember, and you're more set up to go into those working sets. Because really, guys, if you're only doing, let's say 5 exercises per workout and you're only doing 2 working sets, that's 10 opportunities to get better than last week. So you want to make sure that you're putting everything you possibly can into those 10 or 12 or however many working sets you might have. You want to milk the most of those opportunities as you can. Hopefully that helps. Keep progressing. Do not sacrifice your form just to record junk volume in your logbook, and you guys will keep making progress.